What's up guys, I'm Chris Doughty, aka Doughtinator. Welcome back to the channel. I'm doing something very different here. I'm going to be recording the voiceover as we're recording the gameplay, so it'll be exactly as I'm seeing this unfold. Let's just see what's going to happen now. So we've got round 4, the Race Asylum Pro-Am League. On pole, Philo, Bobby in second, Gecko Racer in third, Baz in fourth. So looking at Philo on pole, we know that car doesn't start particularly well, so we're going to see. Oh, he jammed it in reverse for a second there. That was lucky. He managed to find first gear, and away they go. Bobby with a rocket from second place, but Philo's got away quite well this time. They're going to go into turn 1 side by side initially, 2 by 2 in fact. So Baz is looking to the outside into turn 1. Philo's going to go defensive and block off those manoeuvres there as we're going to scroll through the first corner. Most people through okay, it seems. And we are looking good right through the field. So back to the front of the field now. Bobby has made it to the lead, so he must have swept around the outside into turn 1, and they're going to go into this S's section here as the cars flow through there. All looking fantastic, great driving. Was a crash in the background there, maybe something off track? I didn't quite catch that one. Let's go look forward back to the front of the field. It looks like Bobby's trying to make a break for it. That Corvette is strong around this track. I know that from my Super GT video. And let's see what people are doing for tyres. So 2 types of tyre are required for this race. So currently Bobby is going to start off on the racing soft tyres, and it's a 50-minute endurance race. Philo to the inside but backs out of that one. Baz is looking threatening in third place now. He's got past Gecko Racer. Yeah, it's a 50-minute race. Pit stop will be required for fuel, tyre change as well. I'm not sure how tyre wear is going to play out during this race, as Baz is a little bit wide there, but he's managed to keep it under control. Is he going to look to the inside of Philo on the brakes? Not quite, showing his nose, but just making that move, just not quite. Oh, but Gecko Racer is right in the slipstream of Baz, going to come across the start-finish line for the first lap. Surely he's going to have the pace down the start-finish line to pass that NSX into turn 1. Is Baz going to go defensive? Are they going to work together? They're working together, so they're looking to bridge the gap to the leaders. That's sensible driving from Gecko Racer. No one wants to get stranded as he's moving. Oh, I thought Giba was going to go to the inside there. Good to see Giba riding high in this race so far. And we've got Mew Mew back. He missed round 3, perhaps didn't like the wet, but he's back and looking much more like the Mew Mew we know, running in a strong 5th position. Let's go down the order, see who's running where. So it looks like we've got Gorilla Gaz in 9th, Sean in 10th, Lucky Bucky in 11th, Grandpa Goes Gaming in that McLaren F1. That is actually a fantastic car for this track, certainly on single lap pace, but it can be quite aggressive on its tyres, and he started on the racing medium tyres, so probably a sensible choice for Grandpa Goes Gaming. Heatseeker running in 13th position, again starting on the medium tyres, quite a sensible choice maybe. Let's see how they're going to last. And we've got Mackie RS in that Porsche, fantastic looking orange Porsche, looking good so far, starting on the soft tyres. He's going to try and make the most of them and head through the field. So back to the front of the pack. Philo has made it to the lead. We've missed that overtake. And now we've got Bobby running in 2nd place. Baz is in 3rd, Gecko Racer. A bit of swaz on corner exit. That's going to give Mew Mew the advantage coming onto the main straight now. So Mew Mew is in 4th, but Gecko Racer might have the slipstream down the straight. So is he going to work with Mew Mew, or is he going to try and make that move? It looks like they're going to go side by side. No, he's going to get in for some bump drafting maybe. But yeah, those drivers are starting to lose contact. Well, oh, he's going to switch to the inside. Gecko Racer is an absolute fantastic little last minute fakie. Didn't quite work out, but it's going to give Mew Mew something to think about. Back through the order, it looks like Ant Smasher and Giba going side by side, both in the Mercedes, and Giba's just going to get that to the inside there. Is he going to look for the switchback? Is Ant Smasher? Oh, so that's a new livery there on Ant Smasher's car. It looks like the chrome orange livery on that fantastic looking Mercedes. So let's see how Ant Smasher's going to deal with this one now. So he's going to have slipstream, 2 very long straights on this track, so there's a lot of slipstream to be taken advantage of. And the question is, are the drivers going to work together, bump drafting, or are they going to be going side by side to make those positions? So it looks like Ant Smasher is going to go to the outside, both side by side on the brakes. Is this going to work out for Ant Smasher? He's going to sweep around the outside. What a fantastic move from Ant Smasher. A little bit of swaz on corner exit, but he's made that happen. And now that's going to bring Ian Evo into play now. So he's going to sneak down the inside there. Not quite any space there, and three-way battle now for 6th position. Fantastic from these drivers as Gr3 is on the grass. Ian Evo to the inside, 2 for 1 down that straight. And he's going to get on the brakes and he's going to go a little bit wide. Is he going to keep it under control? Not quite. Oh, and we've lost. Gr3 has looped it out. Unbelievable stuff there. So Ian Evo, Ant Smasher still side by side. And they're going to go down the main straight now. It's actually frantic racing there. We're going to leave them to battle. And a pit stop now. Ant Smasher to the pits, perhaps with damage. It's an early pit stop. See how that's going to work out for fuel maybe. Heatseeker running in 10th position. Grandpa Goes Gaming promoted to 9th position. Oh, Gorilla Gaz has got it crossed up on the brakes somehow. I thought he was going to keep control of that one, but he's going to have to reset himself. 3-point turn for Gorilla Gaz. Let's leave him to finish that crash off. As we're going to go back to the field now. So promoted 1 place for Grandpa Goes Gaming and Heatseeker. Sean running in a lonely 7th, it seems. Ian Evo seems to got a bit of gap in 6th. Gecko Racer and Mew Mew still going at it. It looks like they're working together. They're trying to close the gap to the leaders. And we've got Baz on the tail of Bobby, and then Philo is leading out. So tyre wise, Baz to the inside there. That's going to make a move on Bobby, but that Corvette is going to have the power to drive out the corner, and I think he's going to get back in front of Baz. So this is a difficult corner for them to be going side by side with. They're back in line now. Very sensible driving from these guys so far. Looks like Gecko races to the inside of Mew Mew. This is going to be out-braking manoeuvre into the final corner. Mew Mew gives him the inside, and he's going to try and fight back on the straight. Now, is Mew Mew going to work with Gecko Racer to try and close the gap, or are they going to go to battle? Let's see as they go down the main straight now. Across the line, they're going to finish at lap number 4, starting lap number 5. Let's go through what tyres people are using. So Philo in the lead in the soft tyres. Baz is on the super soft tyres, so he's looking to be very aggressive early on. Looks like Bobby is on the soft tyres. Soft tyres for Mew Mew and super soft tyres for Gecko Racer. So a couple of drivers in there with a tyre advantage. They're going to be trying to make that work for them early on in the race, and it looks like they're going to be following in line for a little bit. Let's drop down the order. Ian Evo in 6th position. Some frantic battling early on, but he's found himself some space on the track. Sean running in 7th position. Again, got a nice bit of space on the track. He's going to be looking to focus on hitting his markers, get those consistent lap times in, perhaps a bit of fuel saving, and conserving those tyres. Heatseeker is up to 8th position. Solid drive from Heatseeker so far. New to the series last week. Dropped in at the deep end, quite literally in the wet weather. But he's looking solid so far. He's on the medium tyres, so we'll have a tyre disadvantage at the start of this race. So that race may come into his hands as the race plays on. Medium tyres for Grandpa Goes Gaming. Looks like a little bit of damage on the car there, but he's not really suffering with lap time on that one. Ant Smasher has maybe made a pit stop. He's on the super soft tyres now, so he's looking to make the most. 2 minutes 6 on the 3rd lap, so I think there's been a pit stop for Ant Smasher, and he's going to look to race forwards now. 11th Mackie RS. Looks like he's running some consistent lap times there, so that's good from Mackie RS. Is that new green wheels on the car? I can't remember seeing those green wheels before, so looks pretty good with those green wheels on it, and looks like Mackie RS is starting to get into the flow of things around this difficult Sardegna track. Gorilla Gaz in 12th position after his incident. It looks like he's carrying some damage, but it may not be affecting his lap times too much. He'll be looking to make a recovery drive from there. Giba, who was really fighting up front at the start of the race, is going to look to try and repair that damage done in that early crash. It looks like maybe he's made the pit stop, so super soft tyres for Giba, and we've got Lucky Bucky in 14th position. Gorilla Gaz to the pits actually now, so pitting for damage. Maybe he thinks he can make the end of the race with the fuel. So we're on 9 minutes 30 into the race. Let's try and find out what's happening. Baz to the lead. We've actually missed what happened there. So Baz has made a break for it on those super soft tyres. And he's made the break for it. Philo is under threat from Bobby now. Is Philo trying to do fuel saving to try and minimise his pit stop time? He's probably going to be having slipstream from Baz, so let's just keep an eye on the fuel situation for Philo. A bit of a dark horse when it comes to making the choices in the pit stops. We've seen that before in a few of the rounds previously. Bobby is on these soft tyres, so maybe he's going to take an advantage of the slipstream from these cars ahead. Let's just look, is there going to be a pass into turn 1? Yeah, it looks like Philo's happy to make that move. He's going to go to the outside and he's going to manage to sweep around the outside of Baz. Great driving from both these drivers. A little bit of trading paint, but that's all good for me. So that overspeed to the outside gave Philo the advantage, and Baz is just going to follow in line in second place now. Bobby is just sitting to watch and see how things play out. Mew Mew is in the shout of a win here. This is more like the Mew Mew we're used to seeing from daily races. And is he looking to save fuel? So looking at his tyre wear, those soft tyres are starting to fade already. We're only 11 minutes into this race, so could we be looking at a two-stop strategy for some of these drivers? And the super soft tyres from Gr3 races in much better condition than Mew Mew's tyres. Yeah, Mew Mew is a controller player. That's going to hurt his tyres quite a bit as back to the front Baz makes that move happen. It's all changing at the front of the field here. It's difficult to really keep track of all these passes that are happening. Absolutely great racing from this 5-car freight train at the front of the field now. We're going to see what's going to happen into final corner. Everyone's through that safely. That barrier on the outside is very easy to hit, so make sure you avoid that one. Will we be looking into turn 1 for any moves going on? So Philo, we know he's got the top speed over Baz in this NSX, and he's going to go to the outside again. Bob is going to go with him again. So is he going to look to follow him through on the outside? And he's going to too wide into turn 1. So Bobby's going to back out that outside move. Baz is incredibly defenceless down that straight in that NSX. Without breaking the slipstream, I think he's going to be passed into turn 1 every single time. That's a bit of a lock up there from one of the drivers. Could be Baz. We've seen that before at Monza. And looking to see, yeah, Gr3 Racer is just threatening there. So Ian Evo still running in that solid 6th position. Sean is visually closed the gap onto the back of Ian Evo. So great lap times by Sean. Looking at the lap time feed, 1 minute 41.5 was his last lap and his fastest lap of the race so far. So that battle's going to start to heat up. Heat Seeker running a solid 8th position, running some good lap times it seems. Ant Smasher in 9th. Grandpa Goes Gaming in 10th. Geber running in 11th position, 1:41.1 as his best lap time, so he's got the pace in that car for sure. He's going to be looking to kind of close down on the leading group. Mackie RS 1:45.8 as his lap time. That was on his 6th lap, so he's getting faster as the race is progressing, which is always good to see. Lucky Bucky running in 13th position at 1:41.0. That is a fast lap from Lucky Bucky, so he's got pace in that car. He just needs to find his way. Maybe had some early errors in the race. And now we've got Gorilla Guys running in 14th position, 1:42.7 as the best lap time. But that is on the medium tyres, so look to see some lap time improvements when he makes the change to the softer tyres. Back to the head of the field now. Philo is in the lead. Baz in 2nd, Bobby in 3rd, Mew Mew in 4th, Gr3 Racer in 5th. These guys, I think this is going to be a battle all race long. Will anybody make any significant strategy calls as this race is going to go on? So we're 14 minutes through the race, and some of the drivers are suffering with tyre wear. So looking at Mew Mew right now, that front right tyre is looking pretty worn out. So for Mew Mew, I'd think he should be looking at a 2-stop strategy maybe, but I'm not sure what the pit loss time is at this track. It could be quite significant, maybe 20 or 25 seconds, and that is really too much to make up. So I think we might be seeing Mew Mew start to suffer with tyre wear. He's starting to be gapped for 3rd place, and these drivers are going to flow through this winding section. So let me know in the comments below if you're enjoying this race commentary. It's always good to hear feedback. It's really good to watch these drivers going at it. I really enjoy doing the commentary. It's completely new to my channel. I'm not in this race. I've got no bias, and we can look through anybody in this race to see how they're getting on. So the tables have turned now. So Baz is in the slipstream. He's going to get the overspeed because of the slipstream. Philo's car is... We're going to go 3 wide into turn 1. No, Bobby's not quite going to make it. So Baz just didn't have the overspeed, even with the slipstream, into turn 1 to make that outside line work for him. So he's going to need some assistance with a bump draft from some of the other drivers maybe. And he's looking, just offsetting his car to the inside, filling Philo's mirrors with a whole bunch of NSX, as we're going to look down through the field now. So Gr3 is just holding off the back, but his tyres are in very good shape. For his tyres to look that good on the super soft tyres, he must be under driving the car to maintain those tyres. So his best lap time so far is a 140.8. Mew Mew's lap time, best one, is a 140.7. 140.9 from Bobby. 140.6 for Baz, and that is the fastest lap of the race, as Baz has just gone down the outside and he's going to just avoid that barrier. Oh, that was very close. So Baz with the fastest lap of the race so far, 141.0 for Philo. So these guys' best lap times aren't a significant amount faster than some of the other drivers in the race. As Philo's a little bit wide there, he's going to have dirty tyres into this braking zone. Let's look to see if he gets it stopped, and he just about misses the apex but gets it round. Fantastic driving from Philo there to recover from that. Bobby's looking to the outside round this sweeping corner. It is a flat out corner, it's not too much danger, but going 2x2 through there is difficult. So Bobby just has it, and Mew Mew is going to go to the inside. He's going to get boxed in a little bit. Is he going to find some space? Let's see. So he's going to go to the inside, just about to Philo down to 4th position. Bobby with massive swaz out of turn 1 there, but he's kept it under control. So that's going to give 3rd position to Mew Mew. Philo down to 4th, which is unexpected, I'd say. Perhaps driving to save fuel. Gr3 is threatening there in 5th position. I'm going to go back to the front. So Baz has got a little bit of a gap now. Is he going to be out of slipstream range of the drivers behind? That Corvette has got monster power down the straight, so he might be able to close back in to Baz. And the drivers battling behind for 3rd position is currently almost 3 wide. Mew Mew he's just dropped to 4th. As they're going to go 2 wide, 3 wide into this corner here. So they're going to manage to get that done. So yeah, Gr3 is still just lurking there in 5th position, waiting to pick up the pieces if anything happens ahead. Alright, let's look back through the pack to see how the rest of the field again. Sean has got past Ian Evo, so a 141.1 for Sean is a fast lap time. That's not too far off the lap times of the leading group. So fantastic effort from Sean so far. I think it's his best performance of the season so far. Ian Evo running strong in 7th position. Ant Smasher is running in 8th position. Looking solid so far. A little bit of tyre wear on that Mercedes, but I think he's going to be okay with that. Coming up to 19 minutes gone in the race. Heatseeker running in 9th position, and still looking good there in that solid 9th position. Grandpa Goes Gaming versus Gr3. This could be an interesting battle here. Gr3 has the speed. Let's see how this one's going to play out. Grandpa Gaming goes defensive and switches back to get his racing line. That McLaren F1 is an absolute monster in a straight line. But that Mercedes isn't any slouch either, so let's see what's going to happen here. The Mercedes has the slipstream, so Grandpa Goes Gaming across down the straight, so Heatseeker to the pits on the newsfeed. Is Gr3 going to get the slipstream and go for a move? He's going to switch to the inside. This could be a move that's absolutely easily done for Gr3. It is Grandpa Goes Gaming. He's going to look to the inside, but he's going to think better of it. He's going to think about the bigger picture and getting the best race pace he can get. Certainly with Lucky Bookie starting to close in behind. In fact, Lucky Bookie with a 1:40.8 lap time. That is solid pace, and he's on the soft tyres. So Lucky Bookie certainly has pace, and that was his last lap. He did that lap time. So the fuel level is burning off for these drivers. The cars will be getting lighter. Tyre wear will be a little bit of a problem, but it seems that generally the cars are getting faster as the race is going on. Heatseeker are in 12th position. I think he pitted. Baz to the pits now. I just saw that on the news feed. So Baz is going to make his pit stop at the 20-minute mark. So he's going in a little early. Is going to take off those super soft tyres, which they have made it. They're not particularly well worn, but they have made it. So Baz is going to fuel to the end of the race. That puts Sean into 4th position, yet to pit stop. Philo versus Gecko Racer. Where's Mew Mew? We've lost Mew Mew. Has he pitted? I think maybe he's pitted. I missed that one. We'll see how that one plays out. Yeah, tank full of fuel on the medium tyre. So Mew Mew has pitted. And Baz has also pitted, so that is the gap between Mew Mew and Baz. As you can see there, just Mew Mew is maybe 5 seconds behind Baz, but both drivers have pitted. But Mew Mew has gone for the medium tyres. Let's see how that one plays out. So the drivers ahead, these are yet to pit. These drivers should really be focusing on getting their best race pace. Any fighting between these drivers is going to leave them very open and exposed to the undercut. Most of the drivers would know that by now. As Gecko Racer goes a little bit wide, and he managed to catch hold of that one. Philo to the inside, so these guys are battling. This is not what these guys want. Maybe this is going to be their pit lap, and they want to get track position before they get into the pits. So Philo has put that move on Gecko Racer, and we're going to see how this one's going to play out. Are they going to pit this lap? And no, they're going to go at least one more. So let's see how this one plays out down the straight. Gecko Racer is in the slipstream of Philo. Is he going to go to the inside or the outside? Philo's not going to defend. I think they're going to understand. They're going to try and work together. These guys know these laps are important for them to still get good lap times. That lap time is 1:41.6 for Gecko Racer. And let's look back through to find Baz. He's going to cross the line. It's not going to be a representative lap time because it's an out lap. So we're still not going to know the pace between these drivers. GT Sport have not given me any live timings in this replay, so we're just going to have to go by visual and guesswork. So Mew Mew is maybe catching Baz. It's difficult to tell. Gr3 is now into 7th position, recovering from that early spin, but he looks like he's found his race pace and he's making it happen on the track today. Lucky Bookie is in 8th position, running solid so far with actually fantastic lap time in that 1:40.8, and he's not yet to pit. Tyre wear is looking quite significant so far, so he'll be pitting in the next few laps, I would imagine. Ian Evo has visited the pits, brand new set of racing medium tyres, a full tank of fuel, and he'll be fueled up and to the end of the race with that car. So let's see where that's going to play out for those strategies. Ant Smasher also has pitted and filled on the racing medium tyres. I'm going to go back through to find Bobby versus Gecko Racer in the lead. Philo is not there, so maybe Philo's pitted. Gecko Racer looks like he's gone to the pit, so Gecko Racer has pitted. Philo has pitted. That must be a mistake for Philo. Because he hasn't pitted yet, and he's not made. There's a big gap there. So Sean is up to 2nd, but yet to pit. Bobby is going very long on this first stint. Tyre wear is looking to be quite significant. but he's on the soft tyres, so is he going to try and extend this first stint on the soft tyres and come out on the super soft tyres and try and get to the end of the race? So his lap times are dropping off a bit, but it's looking like he's got a plan. I imagine he's going to pit in the next lap or so. Sean is looking very good on tyres actually. He's been driving very conservatively to keep those tyres nice and healthy. Baz with fresh tyres, filled to the end of the race, running in third position. It's got to say it's looking quite solid for Baz so far. As he goes purple in the first sector, that is looking very good for Baz, and he's got no one to battle, so he doesn't have to worry about being overtaken into the braking zones. He can make the most of that Honda NSX in the turns. So Mew Mew and Gecko Racer, they're going to be trying to close into the back of Baz. Soft tyres for Gecko Racer. Let's see what lap times he can produce with those. Mew Mew on the mediums, filled to the end of the race, so Bobby to the pits now, so let's see how this one's going to play out. Let's look for Baz on the track. So he's coming into the last corner, and it's going to be very close. I know this from Super GT video. On the pit exit you can get a massive overspeed into turn one, so we're going to switch back to Bobby now, who's in the pits, fueling that car, and then we're going to have out the box he comes now. So Baz he's made it by a mile. In fact, Gecko Race has done him as well, so Bobby has missed out, going a little bit longer, down to 4th position. Very interesting there from Bobby, but he is on the super soft tyres, so he's going to have the tyre advantage to finish this race. And Mew Mew is on the medium tyres, so it could be a done and dusted early move on Mew Mew here. He's got the power advantage with that Corvette as well, so we'll see how this one's going to play out. I don't think Bobby's going to want to waste too much time behind Mew Mew on those medium tyres. He's going to want to put that Corvette into overdrive and get that move done. He's looking to the inside now. Is there going to be room to the inside? Mew Mew's going to understand what's going on now. Sensible racing from Mew Mew. It's good spatial awareness, good racing brain there from Mew Mew. He knows that's not really his battle, but he could get a bunch of free speed from Bobby using that Corvette to punch a hole in the air and get some free speed in the slipstream. So I expect Mew Mew will try and latch onto the back of Bobby and hopefully get dragged up to the back of Giba and maybe even further. Gecko Racer, I mean. Gecko Racer on the soft tyres in 2nd position. Looking good so far for Gecko Racer. I think the strategies have worked out good for him. That early pit stop seems to have made a move. Baz is looking solid in the lead so far, and we'll leave him to do some lap times. Let's run back through the order. Not quite sure why that's not working. Right, okay. There's a bit of a controller issue there. Right, so blue flags are out for Mackie RS. Mackie RS has got a long lap time there. Maybe there's an incident that we didn't see. A little bit of damage on the front of that car there. Is he going to pit to fix that damage? Let's see. Is he going to go into the pits now? He's going to pit to fix that damage, and he's going to continue on to finish that race off. Ant Smasher in 13th position. Just running wide there, collecting some grass. He is filled to the end of the race, so no pit stops expected for Ant Smasher. Grandpa Goes Gaming is running in 12th position, filled to the end of the race, and looking like he's going to be on the soft tyres. So car out the pits there is Gorilla Gaz, I think, running in 11th position. Looking good so far. He's going to need to pit. He's almost out of fuel, so he's going to need to pit and take on tyres, and he'll be on to the faster tyres to finish this race. Heat Seeker running in 10th position. Looks like he's fueled to the finish, and he'll finish the soft tyres. Ian Evo fueled to the finish and on the medium tyres. Giba has recovered I'm not sure that fuel is going to make it to the end, and the tyres are looking pretty worn out. So I think Gr3 has to make another pit stop from seventh position. Sean is filled to the end of the race on the soft tyres and running a very solid race, it has to be said. Philo in 5th position on the super soft tyres and with the fastest lap of the race at 1:39.9. Absolutely on fire from Philo. So he's filled to the end of the race on those super soft tyres. He's going to try and make up for what was probably some kind of crash through the race there. So he's in 5th position, not too far off the lead, but with smoking lap times like 1:39.9. That he's going to start to come back into play, I think. Always a racer that seems to really show in the last half of the race, maybe with good strategy with fuel saving in the start of the race and running the faster tyres towards the end of the race. So keep an eye out for Philo as he comes through the field. We've got Miu Miu running in 4th position. Those medium tyres are starting to get some wear. Miu Miu being on the controller does suffer with tyre wear. It is very difficult, in fact I'd say impossible, to drive conservatively to save tyres with a controller. I switch to a wheel and instantly you just wear your tyres less. So Miu Miu is certainly disadvantaged in these tyre wear races, and he's going to let Philo through. That's quite sensible actually. So he knows Philo's fast. He's going to use the slipstream. So this is a very sensible move from Miu Miu actually, because he's not racing to the pits. That is unexpected. Perhaps change of tyres to go for a fast lap maybe. 31 minutes in the race, and pit stop for Miu Miu. Interesting. Let's see how that one plays out. Maybe Miu Miu is going to go for a fast lap. So we're going to have Bobby in 3rd position. He's just closing into the back of Gr3. So Bobby is on these super soft tyres, so he'll be finishing very strongly. So he's got another 19 minutes to make the most of those super soft tyres. So pretty much a whole daily race C left in this race, and we're going to see how these gaps are going to close in. So Gr3 is on the soft tyres, and Baz is also on the soft tyres. So these two at the front of the field, Baz and Gr3, both have a tyre disadvantage compared to Bobby. So how's this one going to play out for Bobby? He's looking quite strong there. The Corvette is a fantastic race car around this track, so let's see how that's going to play out as the race goes on. Got Philo now. He's still in touch. You can't discount him from this race yet. Let's see how that one plays out. Sean in 5th position. I've got to say, impressed with Sean today. Running very consistently, great lap times, filled to the end of the race and on the soft tyre, so certainly going to be challenging for that top 5. But Miu Miu is close by. He's now put on the super soft tyres to finish the race. Let's keep an eye on Miu Miu's lap times, because those super soft tyres could really help to get him fastest lap in this race. Ian Evo in 7th position. He's on the track on his own for a little bit. He'll be concentrating on getting a good finishing time for this race, consistent lap times, and getting that race done. Heatseeker is up to 8th position now. It's been a quiet race for Heatseeker, but he's been progressing forwards as the race has gone on. 1:42.4 is his fastest lap of the race, and that's a solid lap time. That's happened pretty recently, so he's making the most of those soft tyres right now. Grandpa Goes Gaming a little wide coming out of that corner there. It's going to give Lucky Bucky the corner into the next corner, and he's going to keep control of that McLaren F1 and set it into warp speed down the straight. That McLaren F1 is one of the fastest Group 3 cars in GT Sport. It can be quite aggressive on its tyres, but we're going to see, actually, we might see a huge amount of overspeed as he's just got the slipstream of Lucky Bucky, and he's almost going to be ready for a move as he comes into turn 1. He's going to look to the inside. He's going to go very close to the inside. He's going to make that move happen. Lucky Bucky's going to get the switchback, But that McLaren F1 is such a threat down the straight. Sensible driving from both drivers there. Grandpa Goes Gaming with that opportunistic manoeuvre into turn 1. Lucky Bucky with excellent awareness and looked instantly for the switchback when he saw Grandpa Goes Gaming going in hard into turn 1. Fantastic driving from both drivers there. Gr3 is starting to close into the back of these guys for 10th, 11th and 10th position now. It looks like maybe Gr3's had another incident lap time now on the 18th lap, a 2 minutes 23 lap time. That might have been a pit lap. The information that Gran Turismo Sport gives me in this replay isn't enough to determine whether that's a pit lap or not. Gorilla Gaz 142.2, his fastest lap of the race on those medium tyres, so he's definitely got pace in that car. As we're going to look back now, and saw in the background there, yeah, Baz Gecko Racer, it's all starting to close in with these drivers now. So Gecko Racer to the inside of Baz around this long straight. He's going to get that move done. Interesting now. Gecko Racer has found some pace in that Porsche. Baz is going for the switchback. Gecko Racer, bit of swaz on corner exit. Bobby is starting to join the party, and it's going to be a three-way battle for the lead. Gecko Racer with that fantastic win in the wet last week. As Baz is a little bit wide, he's going to catch it. He's done well to keep that out the barrier, but he's going to have a bit of dirt on his tyres. Ant Smasher there looking lap down in 13th position, but running with these guys for pace. And Philo looking there in 4th position. He's not out of the race yet. 14 minutes to go in this race, and it's all heating up. So Ant Smasher with the overspeed on Baz down the main straight. That NSX is yellow flags ahead. So what's happened into turn 1? Can't quite see what's happened there, but Bobby has made that move happen on Gecko Racer. So we thought this was going to happen. Bobby on those super soft tyres in that Corvette is going to be very, very difficult to beat. Blue flags out for Gorilla Gaz as the race is starting to go into more of like a multi-car style, multi-class kind of race now. So we've got traffic that these drivers are having to deal with. At the same time, they are battling each other on the track. So down this long winding straight here, Gecko Racer is going to have the slipstream. Is he going to want to go for a move, or is he going to want to just stay behind? Let's see, Gorilla Gaz, sensible driving from Gorilla Gaz there. He knows what's coming up behind him. Great spatial awareness from Gorilla Gaz. Yeah, superb work there, absolutely superb. Great awareness, great race awareness there. So Gecko Racer didn't make that move on Bobby. Bobby is a big threat now. He's got the super soft tyres, he's going to have the pace, he's got that Corvette, he's going to have the top speed. But it's got to be said that Gecko Racer's tyres are in much better condition than those super soft tyres on Bobby's car. So they're going to go down the straight now. They're going to finish lap 22, almost 38 minutes on the race clock. And is there going to be enough slipstream for Gecko Racer? It looks like there is. Bobby is not going to defend. Gecko Racer isn't even going to attack. He's backed off early. Gecko Racer, maybe he knows he's got pace in that car. Let's see how that one's going to play out. Baz in 3rd position. Ant Smasher is not being dropped at all, so we can see Ant Smasher has some pace in that car, but through maybe incidents earlier on in the race hasn't quite made it the race he wants to be. And we've got Philo in 4th position, getting some free speed from those cars ahead in the slipstream. Is he going to look to make a move on Ant Smasher into this, down this straight here? Let's look to see what's going to happen ahead. Gecko Racer still happy to sit in the slipstream of Bobby. Now he's going to back off early, get on the brakes, and Bobby's gone deep on the brakes there, but he's managed to keep it under control. Maybe Bobby is suffering with a bit of tyre wear, although Bobby's lap time, lap 21 with a 139.9, as a fast lap time, probably slipstream assisted. Let's try and find who has the fastest lap. So Philo does have the fastest lap, 1:39.6. I think that was one of his first laps out on those tyres, and he's got past Baz. Not sure how that's happened. So he has got past Baz. It's still quite a significant gap to the leaders though. So yeah, down the straight you see, is that going to be a move into turn 1? So these leaders need to be careful because Philo is on form, and any battling between these two drivers in the lead is going to start to bring Philo back into contention for the win here. So currently between these two drivers it looks like the win is between these, but if too much battling happens then Philo is lurking in 3rd position to make that move happen. Let's leave these two drivers for the moment back through the order. We've got Mew Mew. He's made his pit stop in 5th position. Those super soft tyres are worn already, and yeah, I think Mew Mew is suffering with tyre wear in this particular race. Sean running in 6th position. Great race from Sean so far. I've not seen a single error from Sean, and looking like he's looking very good on the track. Ian Evo, again, solid drive from Ian Evo. It's what we saw last week in the wet at the Red Bull Ring, and consistency is certainly a strong point for Ian Evo. Great racing so far. Lucky Bucky has come a long way back through the field really. Earlier on in the race, I think, we saw him quite near the back, so it looks like a fantastic recovery drive from Lucky Bucky on the super soft tyres, filled to the end of the race. It looks like we've got 9 minutes on the race clock to go. Giba again with a recovery drive, looks like he's fueled to the end. 1:40.8 lap time from Giba there. That's a really good lap time. Heatseeker is solidly in 10th position. Looks like he's got a fairly fresh set of soft tyres, so maybe he has had a 2-stop strategy. But it's looking like he's running good so far. Gorilla Gaz in 11th position, and it looks like Grandpa Goes Gaming is, well, they're battling now. So Grandpa Goes Gaming is almost on very new super soft tyres versus Gorilla Gaz on mediums. That could be Gorilla Gaz under pressure now from Grandpa Goes Gaming. Oh, Grandpa Goes Gaming, he's gone wide. He's managed to collect it though, and he's back in the hunt. We're going to leave Grandpa Goes Gaming to get some lap times in. Ant Smasher, we know he's got pace in that car. I don't think the race has gone exactly how he wanted it to go, but you could see him running with fast pace with the lead pack when they came round. Mackie RS, a quiet race from Mackie RS this time, but it looks like he's running reasonably consistently and in that fantastic looking Porsche. Back to the head of the field now. Bobby still has it from Gecko Racer. We've got around 6.5 minutes on the race clock, and those super soft tyres on Bobby's car aren't looking very good at all. Are we going to see the advantage go towards Gecko Racer as the race goes on those newer soft tyres? It's going to be interesting. Lap traffic ahead. Let's see how they're going to clear the lap traffic of Heatseeker, and they're going to get on the brakes into turn 1. Philo now, his lap times are dropping off a little bit. Those super soft tyres are starting to wear, so I think that he's maybe taking too much performance out of those tyres early on. Baz is running solidly in 4th position with damage on his car actually, and I can't see a slow lap time really, so I'm not sure how that damage has occurred. Let us know in the comments below, Baz, how did that happen? If you are enjoying this and you've got this far in the video, huge thank you. Subscribe if you haven't already subscribed. Hit that like button. Let us know in the comments below who has been your driver of the day so far in this race. We've got quite a few fantastic drives so far, so always good to hear your feedback. and just drop a message to congratulate these drivers. These in this Race Asylum Pro Am League, it's a huge driver spread between the fast drivers and the slower drivers, and they're all doing absolutely fantastic. So show your appreciation in the comments below for all these drivers on the track right now. Down the start finish straight to finish lap 26, it looks like Bobby's managed to pull a gap. Let's see how this one's going to play out, because last time by 141.0 for Gecko Racer, 140.7 for Bobby, so Bobby 0.3 faster in that last lap, but already maybe lost that gap. Yeah, keep an eye on Bobby's tyres, because he's got around 5 minutes to go. That's going to be 3 to 4 laps, and yeah, you can see the car squirming already. I think Bobby's running out of tyres. Is this going to hand it to Gecko Racer at the dying stages of this race? Philo is still in third position, unchallenged in third position it seems, and I don't think really, well, with the 140.8 lap time, it's still a good lap time, but I don't think it's enough to close the gap. Baz side by side with Gorilla Gaz, both the Race Asylum crew going at it, and the Corvette of Gorilla Gaz is going to have a significant speed advantage, so it's not for position, but why not have a battle while you can. Mew Mew with damage and very worn super soft tyres, he's going to look to just get to the end of the race. Sean isn't too far behind, half a straight behind maybe, on very nicely used soft tyres, and it's got to be said, consistent lap times from Sean. Lucky Bucky now is in 7th position, and Gieber in 8th, so that could be a battle. Looks like Lucky Buggy has the tyre advantage, but tyre wear disadvantage maybe. Let's figure out to see if Gieber can make that happen. So the last time by, Lucky Bucky was the faster of the two cars on the track, and got Ian Evo now with, it looks like there was a slow lap time, so he's dropped back a little bit, so perhaps a mistake, perhaps a late splash and dash. I think it was a splash and dash. He's got brand new super soft tyres on that car, so he's had to go for either a tyre change or a splash and dash. So look to see for a lap time from Ian Evo. Heatseeker in 10th, Gorilla Gaz in 11th, Grandpa Goes Gaming in 12th position, Ant Smasher in 13th position, Mackie RS in 14th position, and we're going to go back to the battle for the lead. Bobby's tyres, look at the graphic below, they're almost 60%, 50% done on that front right, sorry. That is really going to be causing some pain. Less than 3 minutes on the race clock. It's probably going to be this lap and one more, so across the line, and 2 laps I make it. Let's see if my maths works out okay. Let me know in the comments below if I got it right or wrong. So is Gecko Racer going to go for a move into this turn 1, or is he going to wait? He's got to play it tactically. Looking at the fuel for Bobby, he's gone flashing red, but I think that probably should be enough. Gecko Racer to the inside, so is Bobby going to try and defend to the outside? Bobby doesn't defend, so it's going to be Gecko Racer with a slide on corner exit, but that Corvette is so strong in a straight line. Is Bobby going to fight back straight away? It looks like he's to the outside, but that's not really a move that's going to work. I'm interested to know what the interesting thing actually, in the background we've got Ian Evo on brand new super soft tyres, so he's going to have a significant tyre advantage on these drivers, and he's just going to have to just sit and watch this. So he's got front row seats for this battle for the lead. It's going to be almost a minute to go, so I think it's going to be this lap and one more to finish this race. Gecko Racer to the lead. He got the win last week. Bobby to the outside on the brakes. He's going to try and sweep around the outside. I think he's going to try and hang it all the way around the outside. Fantastic move from Bobby. And fantastic racing from Gr3 as well. Huge respect for both the drivers. It could have been very easy for Gr3 just to run Bobby too wide and leave no exit room, but that's fantastic racing. We love to see it. It's exactly what Race Asylum is all about. If you are interested in joining Race Asylum, there'll be a link in the description below. It's where you can join in for these leagues, chat with your fellow racers and competitors, and help you get faster in GT Sport. So Bobby, it looks like he's got a gap to Gr3 across the line. It's going to be, this will be the last lap. I think 30 seconds left in the race for this 50-minute race, so this will be the last lap. And Gr3 has not been able to make the move into turn 1. Bobby's tyres are absolutely wrecked, and he's just got to try and bring it home. A little bit more fuel in the car for Gr3, but I don't think fuel will be a problem. I think both drivers have filled their cars quite to perfection. So there's one big braking zone at the end of the next big sweeping straight. So Gr3 is looking to position himself in the slipstream to make that happen and just put a return move on Bobby into the corner. And oh, Bobby's got a bit of swaz on corner exit there, so they're going to go side by side down here. It might end up being beneficial for Bobby because he has the faster car. Gr3 wasn't able to get the slipstream, but Gr3 has the inside. How's this one going to play out? They're going to go exact same as what happened before, but Gr3 has made it happen. But Bobby's going to look for the switchback. That's not quite happened there, but the race has finished. Miu Miu is in 5th. This is the battle for the lead to the line. I don't think there's many overtaking opportunities left. Bobby's got to get a good exit out of here to make it happen. Both dropping a wheel onto the grass. One braking zone remaining. Gr3 is going to cover off the inside. Bobby is looking to get a better exit and drive, and they're going to run to the line. Bobby is in that Corvette, so he's got the top speed. We know that works. Gr3 is going to be leading out of the final turn, and I don't think it's going to be enough to the finish line. Gr3 is going to take it on the line. Bobby makes a final charge but doesn't quite make it across the line. Fantastic racing. Philo is going to put in a solid drive to finish 3rd. That should be good for his championship hopes. Baz is going to finish the race in 4th position. Solid drive from Baz. Great battling at the start of the race. I'm going to try and go through the drivers now. Miu Miu is in 5th position. He's going to finish, and we're going to try and pause it there and just go through the drivers to finish. So yeah, Miu Miu finished in 5th position. Sean finished in 6th position. Fantastic drive from Sean, one of the best drives of the season so far. Lucky Bucky has done very well in 7th position. Early on, I saw him quite a long way down the field. Fantastic recovery drive from Lucky Bucky. Giba is going to finish in 8th position. Again, started out quite bad for Giba, but he's managed to make that happen and get up the field. Ian Evo, solid drive for most of the race, but it seems either a strategy call, ended up in 9th position, but either way, fantastic drive from Ian Evo, right near the front for a lot of that race. Heatseeker with, I think, his best finishing position so far this season, coming late to the championship. Good race from Heatseeker. Gorilla Gaz in 11th position, and we've got Grandpa Goes Gaming in 12th position, who will cross the line to finish now. Superb race in that fantastic McLaren F1. Ant Smasher, difficult race for Ant Smasher. He had the pace, he could run with the fast guys towards the end of the race, but it's always difficult to execute. Mackie RS in 14th position. Thank you very much for watching, and we'll catch you in the next one.